Hello and welcome back. It is 8:40 p.m. here. Mike is looking good. I'm on the new computer now. I hope you guys will appreciate that. You won't be hearing the laptop in the background. Today we're going to do a regular market scan. Before I get into that, I'd like to announce that, like I always do, if you like this type of content, if you want to be in a trading community or investing community, feel free to join the Discord. It'll be linked in the description below. Nothing there is for sale or anything like that. Nothing is monetized. So feel free to hop in. And I just want to get straight to it because today I brought a guest, someone that does not trade, does not really invest, I think. So I want to have a beginner because we've had such a huge influx of beginners into the Discord. Like people asking complete new questions, which is fine. People asking, should I buy courses, blah, 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 and all that kind of stuff. So completely new people. So I want to get like a beginner's perspective on things because people are asking these questions that I can't really relate to. And so I brought a guest here. What's up, dude?
Hey, how's it going, man?
Do you want to remain anonymous, or do you want to call your name or any? How do you want to do it?
We can just keep it anonymous. There's no need for names.
All right. So what I start off a market scan with is looking at headline risk. Oh yeah, let me. No, I have to close Steam because I don't have. I removed all my friends, so I'm not getting. I used to get spam messages that fucked up the videos. But so what we're looking at here is things that will scare people. War, conventional war, like Trump going to war with Iran, or trade wars, tariffs, tariff wars, that kind of thing. Do you know what that is?
No, can you explain what a tariff war is in more detail?
A trade war is a tariff war. It's, for example, like Trump saying he'll announce a 10% tariff on China. Then China says, okay, we'll do 20. And then he says, well, I'll do 50. And they did that back and forth, back and forth. And that was a trade war. And what happens then, and here again, we had the headline risk for today is still Iran. It is, like I mentioned in my previous video, I said it was going to fail. I made a really detailed video on that, so I'm not going to go into that because it was so long. Let's have a look at SPY here. SPY recovered, and it is still in that upward trend despite the recent developments. Do you know what SPY is?
No.
This is
What
the
is spy?
S&P 500, the 500 largest corporations in the United States. So what we do on a market scan here is we look at that to just gauge how the market is looking. And I painted this pink line here just to show that it's going up, because that'll give traders an indicator. If you learn how to trade and understand things, you can use this to get an indicator of how things are looking. These candles, when I clicked here 2 weeks, that means each candle here represents 2 weeks. So this one hasn't closed, but these are 2 months. No, sorry, 1 month. 2 weeks, 2 weeks, 2 weeks, 2 weeks, 2 weeks, 2 weeks. See what I mean?
Yeah.
So this is actually, you can just call this the market, because the S&P 500, the SPY, the American market, is the largest one in the world. If it crashes, the whole world economy crashes. It is where foreign countries hold their wealth, blah 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 blah. So this is the market. I'm just seeing like walk on with the economy. You see what I'm saying? Then
Yeah.
did that make sense? Any questions around that or in general?
Um, I'm more interested in the candles. You have the thicker lines and then the thinner lines on the candles. Is that how much was swinging by, and then where
Yeah,
it ended up? Like,
yeah, yeah, yeah,
okay.
yeah, yeah. So let me show you. For example, this candle. This is where it opened. This is what's called the candle body. It opened here and then it closed here because it's red. And this is it went down here, but it neither closed or opened here, and it was not within this range. And then we went into this candle, this same here, opened here because opened here, and then went up here. It went all the way up here, and then ended up closing here. As you can see, they're following each other. It's not very accurate because this is gapping. It's called gapping. See, there's gaps here. But that's the general senses of it. It's just that it opened here and closed here. So this is the price it was within. It touched these sticks, is what they're called, but it never closed on it. Does that make sense?
Is that the stick? Is that a potential swing? Like it went up like much higher, but then came back down, and then that's where it finished at, and then it was
This
GG. Like
the stick is when it's red, or actually, yeah, when it's red, it means it ended lower. So this is where it ended. This is where it closed. The body. This is called like the body. But it was at one point all the way down here at the stick. It was. But it closed here. That's all it
yeah,
means. And
that's why I was curious about.
because it's red candle, it means it opened here. A red candle means it went down. So it opened here and went down here. And a green candle means it opened here
That it went up.
and closed here. Same with this one. Open here, closed here. And this
Yeah,
one opened
green
here,
good
closed here.
money go up, red bad money go down. It
Yeah,
makes
I mean
sense.
it's not bad or good, or it doesn't really matter for us. But yeah. That's the essence of it. So now we're gonna look at the dollar index. These pink lines I've just painted myself. They don't really mean anything if they're here, 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 or here. It's just lines I pointed out myself because this is again we're still on the 2 week time frame. The dollar is historically staying in a really stable place. As you can see, the dollar has weakened a little bit. But if you look at it historically, this is a wild ride. See all this shit? And now it is in this little zone. And it's been like that for like 9 months. What do you think?
Now, for someone just starting out and looking at currencies, wouldn't looking at gold, for example, or silver be a little bit less wild, or is it just the same? Is it just all over the place just as much?
The currencies and the commodities market move a lot. They move a lot, bro. We're gonna get to it. We have gold right here. We're gonna look at it right afterwards. I'll show you. So after I look at these, also this is the same as SPY, the market. We just gauge because the dollar is the main currency. It is the boss. So the dollar kind of dictates what things are gonna do. So we hop over here to Euro AUD. Then we hop off the 2 week time. We're only when candles are in 2 weeks, we only use that to look at trends, how things are doing. But we trade on the 1 day. If we were to trade where each candle was 2 weeks, trades would be like 6 months long. And this is a trade that I marked as a lock. A lock means that sell loss has been moved to break even. I got gapped up right here. You can see the candle opened here. And then it hasn't closed yet. So, but it gapped up here. And I got hit with sell loss, but my sell loss was in profit. Let me see. 0.2%. I went up on this trade. So this trade is over for me. And how does this look to you? Is it very confusing, or you don't have to understand how I entered the trade or anything like that? Don't worry about that. That takes a
No,
lot of time to learn.
I'm not trying to understand that. I get why you've painted the boxes, but in if you can summarize it, you're putting your sellout point and you made what 0.02% or whatever.
No,
That was
0.2
like an
percent.
absolute 0.2%, sorry. So that is the bad outcome, and if it went
No,
exactly your way, you would have looked at what?
that wasn't a bad outcome. That was a good outcome. But if it went my way, I would
What
have
was
made
the worst?
lost a percent.
Okay, and if it went completely your way, you was looking at what?
1.5%.
Okay.
When a trade is in profit, you're already beating 99% of people. You're already like you're already winning. And what's nice when I have moved my sell loss, which is when it automatically sells out, down to break even, which is at 0% when I can't lose anymore. That's when I mark them blue here, as you can see. And that means I can no longer lose money on it. And we call that in my Discord a lock. A lock can never be bad. I went up 0.2%. That's good. No problem with that. And then we're gonna go like that. And we're gonna look at this trade right here.
So you marked it with blue, and that's a lock.
Yeah.
Green is what,
Open.
profit, and
Open.
then
Open. No,
you
no, no. Green
are
is just
open.
open.
And
Yeah, yeah.
what do you mark yellow then?
Potentials. It says here as well.
Okay,
Potentials
and
close.
pink is
Indexes.
what? Okay,
Dollar index and SPY or the market.
and what color do you mark it when it's success, or do you not mark
No, I just
for
unmarked them.
successful?
Just fuck them off.
Okay, okay.
So here we have a USD knock trade running right now. This is an open trade, a trade that I'm in. Not really much to say about this one, really. I mean, I'm down, but it doesn't matter. It doesn't really, don't give a shit. It's just gonna, that's very normal. It's just gonna do its thing, and I'm gonna see what happens. Any questions about that, or?
No,
Okay. And we're gonna get to gold next, because you asked about gold. Here
okay.
we go. Yeah, so here I'm in a gold trade as well. As you can see, this one I entered. This is where I entered, by the way. I entered here. I was up quite a lot. And then now it's here. I'm up a little bit. But it's going up. So it's one of my this trade is looking really good to me. I really like this trade. And you were talking about the gold being very stable. So there is different types of stability. Because when you're a trader, when we're on these like 12-hour time frames, everything is going to look unstable. But you
Yeah, but
asked
in
it.
the reality, it's such a small frame of time
Yeah,
from
exactly, exactly. Because this is like just a few months. You're not gonna hold gold for a month and then sell. This
no.
is more realistic. Let's when you're an investor, you're gonna look at gold like this. This is stable. You see what I mean? Now here, every candle is 3 months.
Damn,
So
that's
3,
emotional
6, 9,
stability.
12. Yeah, so this is a year. So you see that's very stable. I see what you mean. That's very stable, right?
So if you buy or do a trade with gold, and is it something that you would trade on a 3 month time frame?
No,
Like you
absolutely
buy
not,
it.
because the trade would take
Okay.
years. And it's just like fuck that shit. Like I'm not gonna just enter trade and then check it next year and be like, oh, I'll be back next year. No, I wouldn't make any money doing that. So yeah, there's different perspectives on doing things, because when you ask, isn't gold really stable? It's a nuanced question, because yes, gold is very stable, but you're asking me
And
on a
what about silver?
very stable. But you're asking me on a trading. You're asking me on a market trading scan. For a market trader, no, it is volatile, and volatility is good for us. We like that. But as an investor, yes. And I do have in my Discord as well a very comprehensive gold investing guide where I made a video and everything. I made some charts, blah, 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 and how to do it, and a very nice explanation and all that for anyone interested in looking at it. I have a stock guide as well, and beginner trading guide that I very much recommend reading into. But yeah, it's very
And
stable.
what software should you learn to interact with. Like if you learn how to video edit, you might go with DaVinci Resolve or Premiere Pro. Like there's the two big ones, and then there are some other ones. Like, is there a specific website or software that you recommend highly that you've enjoyed using, or that's really easy to use that gives you a lot more features? Like, where is the best place to begin trading? Is it on this website or is it another website?
So you can trade on this website, but I don't. I just, what I do is I double click this, and then I just copy entry price and my profit, where it takes profit automatically and where it sells out automatically. And I copy that into my broker. I can't open my broker because I'll dox myself. But yeah, that's how I do it. But a lot of people trade here. But I'm on a higher time frame. A lot of people trade on like the 1 minute. It's like some spastically 1 minute moving. These close every minute. I'm on the 1 day, so I'm chilling. I'm reviewing things. It's a lot more stable. You know, I have a coffee, look at the charts, go back in time a little bit, think. You know what I mean? It's a lot more chill for me. But
But a
some
lot of
people trade right
people
here.
are trading on the emotionally unstable time frames of a
Yeah,
minute.
yeah, bro. Honestly, like you can think of it as like a BPD time frame. You know, it's a good time, bro. It can be a good time. It's a hard time, but it's a good time. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, bro.
And
So yeah,
trading on the 1 minutes like that emotionally unstable X, you're just kind of hoping for the best, or is
well,
there
you
some
you can
rhythm to
trade
it?
on the 30-second as well if you want to be crazy.
You can go
Fucking
all the way down to a second.
yeah. You can trade
Damn,
on one
you
second,
can
but
trade on the same time frame as someone's
that's
first
for
time in bed. That's crazy.
that's for algos and stuff. So now here we do
Oh,
what's called, we
okay.
look at market scans. So what I just do is I just go through the pairs like this, and I look for something that might potentially be interesting. And when something is interesting like this one, I mark it as orange, and then I get back to it later. So what I do later is I scrutinize it, I review it, and I see if it holds up here in the potential. So let me see
So
this
this
current
is a
potential.
morning routine for you. You come on and you look at all of the different currencies or anything that seems interesting,
Uh-huh.
and then mark it down and come back to it on like your second wave, almost. Like you come
Nah,
on,
nah, I
check,
do,
check, check.
I do all of this within 5 minutes, and I do all of it. We'll pull them up into here after we've gone through everything. So what I just do this, just click through them quickly, see if there's anything of interest. Yep, this one is developing, could be interesting. This one too late. It's a BO. BO means
And
breakout.
what is the terminology? But
Breakout.
yeah, so a breakout, so it's
Here's another
already
breakout.
popped off.
So you see this? This is like a defensive layer. These,
Okay.
and you see it smash through it. So that's a breakout.
And is it likely to go back down after
Yeah,
it?
yeah.
Okay.
They don't just go forever. It won't look like this, right? It's gonna go back down. So you gotta
That's how
be
it looks in the morning, but not not in the evening.
yeah. So I just look through these, and oh yeah, this was GBP knock. Oh, this one's looking interesting. So this is what we would call a potential WTBO, which means W is with and T is with trend. So what happens here? You can see this shit is trending down, right?
Yeah,
It's going
I
down.
can see that. Yeah.
So that means you're
But
with
what
the
goes
trend.
down must come back up at least some at some point.
No, no. Look, look, it's just moving the fuck around. But the point is, it isn't gonna trend down forever, right? But when it is trending down, it is more likely than not to continue trending down. Somewhat, not a lot. So the
Until
difference,
you
the
hit a
only,
point where it starts to trend up for a
but
long period of
but
time.
that's not a danger. The only difference it makes is when you enter a trade here, if it breaks out, if I'm with the trend, I will do what's called 2R. I'm risking 1% to gain 2. If I'm against the trend, I'll do 1.5. That's all it means. That's just like the only difference. And sometimes I'll do in between as well.
And how many trades will you lock in for, or whatever, or set a day? Are you doing one or two, maybe three or four? Or is it depending on what you see in the market? Maybe it's
The
10
max
one day
is
and one
5.
the next.
The max is 5. I mean at all times. De jure it's 10, but de facto it's 5. Like I have a rule in my rule book for trading that it says I can do 10 trades, but I don't do more than 5. I'm too old now. So again, here you can make the argument that SR has moved down here, definitely 100%. So, and it's bouncing off SR, and there's resistance. Yeah, let me just mark this. So, it's not the 200. I'm cancels that out. So, yeah, let me just go through these, and we're gonna summarize them in the end. We're gonna look at silver, like you mentioned as well. Here's another breakout that I was too late to catch. It's all fine. And also I draw these levels. These are not like they don't just come like that. I made this too. This was called a 200-day moving average, which takes the average price of 200 candles and then makes a slope. I use it because banks use it.
And why do banks use it?
Probably because other banks use it. Finance is kind of like goofy in that sense. Yeah. They use it because other people use it, and then we use
This
it because they
motherfucker's
use
got a
it.
Gucci suit. I need a Gucci suit. Is that what's going? Ah, shit! It's just a
It actually
constant dick measuring contest.
it actually has a term. It's called financialization. It's when things get affected too much by finance. So probably some big banks started using it, testing it out. Other banks found out, and then they started using it. I'm not sure this is how it started. And then retail traders, which is personal traders, they started using it because banks are using it, and then banks are using it because retail traders are using it, and then everyone is using it. So it's just cause and effect. So here we have silver. You can see silver is looking unstable on a trading time frame, but if we go back on your 3-month, silver is looking completely fine. Silver has done really well. It had a period a few years from 2012 where it went down, but other than that, it's been doing quite well. And holy fucking shit, what happened in 1980? I didn't even know about that. What the fuck? You could have
So
bought. You could. What?
with precious metals, is it better just to have some amount IRL? Like maybe you have some like
No.
little gold chips.
No. Never buy
No?
that. No. Just never buy it. Buy it in what's called an ETF, exchange traded fund. So what you'd want to do is you could want to open, for example, where's eToro? So, I don't know. Oh, I can't open it anyways because I dox myself. I don't want to show how much money I'll get kidnapped and shit. But fuck, sorry, I lost my train of thought. What were you saying? Oh yeah. No, you don't want to buy physical. You want to buy like a stock. And also, if you want to be a real businessman, you don't just buy gold. What's called they call paper gold. They just have it in a stock. What you want to do is you want to buy someone that mines it, a miner or a silver miner. For example, I made a whole video on this, but for example, Picker RJD, right? This one, something like this. So in the last year, you would have made 45%, and also they pay you 0.2%. It's very nice. It's very good. 0.72%
So if
of your
I
stock value.
buy 100K, for
Mhm.
example, 100K USD, they're gonna pay out 2% of the stock value, and it's
Zero
gone up
point
45%.
0.72%. So it's not a lot. So if you bought 100K, that's not gonna be a lot, bro. There's gonna be this less than $722.
But that's what they pay out, but you
So
still make
$720.
45%, 0.64 or whatever, or do you only make 0.72?
This is what they just pay out for you to own. It's just like thank you.
Oh, okay.
And the
So
stock
that
price still
that's
goes
that's
up and everything.
the
Yeah. But this
but
one
like
has
okay, let's say you had it for a year and you put 100K in and it
Mhm,
went up 45.64%. So
mhm,
at 100,000, that's $145,640, let's
mhm.
say. Is that then still yours? Like if you went and cashed out of
Yes.
that stock or whatever
Yes.
it is, you
Yes.
would then
Yes.
okay.
Yeah. And usually what people will do, they won't cash out this dividend. This is a low, very low dividend, by the way. We have other miners with a much better dividend and much better gains, like ABX.
Is the dividend part of the percentage that you made, or is it a
No,
thank you regardless?
it's just
Like it's
it's
on
just a
top.
payment. It's just that they're paying you to hold their stock. That's it. So if we go to ABX instead, Barracks Gold went up 100% this last year, and they would have paid you almost 4%. So if you had $100,000, they would have paid you $4,000 a year, and you would have been up 100% as well. And that is completely separate. So if you bought 100X, right? Next year or last year, this would have been 200X. And they would have been paying you instead of $4,000, they would have been paying you $8,000. But you could usually people have that just reinvest that into a gold into their stock so their portfolio grows faster. But yeah, don't buy physical gold unless it's for like a necklace swag, you want to
Just
look good
do
and
one
shit.
of the mining companies.
Yeah, that's what I recommend. That's what I personally recommend. I'm not the best investor in the world, but I do beat the market, so I'm very happy with that. So don't really give a shit.
And how likely is it to lose out from what you've seen in the last 5 years between several mining companies?
Lose out. You mean lose money?
Yes.
0%.
Okay. And if you, let's say, you make 100% and now you're sitting on 200,000 USD, are you paying taxes on that if it's reinvested,
No.
or is it only when you pull it out you pay tax? Or
So that depends a lot on the country. So in some countries that you don't pay anything ever, even when you pull out. But for Norway, where I'm located, you don't pay on dividend unless you use something called, I don't know why people use it. It's called Nordnet. It's just a scam. They make you pay fees and hidden fees, and they tax you and fuck you over and shit, and they take some of your dividend and everything. But people still use it. I don't understand. I don't understand people. But anyways, yeah, they don't tax you on your dividend because you can make what's
okay.
called in Norway an ASK account. ASK is for savings. But yeah, don't buy physical. Buy a miner. That's my recommendation because miners pay you
I
money.
may con
Hmm?
I may consider doing that myself. I'll be investing probably around £40,000 for a friend soon.
If
So
you
I might
if
put
you if
like
you go on my
10,000 into
Discord
that
here,
and
if
some
you go on my
other
Discord,
suggestions.
if you go on my Discord, you go down to guides and then you go into the gold investing guide. I have a very, very comprehensive guide here with a whole long ass video where I talk about what we're talking about now.
Okay. I will be sure to have a look at that when I get some time and probably closer to the time, but
So here we're looking at the dollar against the AUD as well. Nothing really interesting. Gold, I'm not going to trade that because it's too volatile, and when it's volatile, it does something called gapping. Here, it gapped. Do you see that gap between the buy and the sell price? Or just don't worry about that. The gap in the air here. It's nothing here. See that between these?
yes, but what does the gap have an effect on? You keep referencing gapping, like how does that occur?
the price isn't being filled. So for example, here there wasn't enough orders to fill in this room right here. Like people wanting, so it's going down. There wasn't enough people buying that it had that jump down
Is that
because of
because the
panic.
price had to drop
Yeah,
for someone to then want to
and
buy?
if I'm in a trade, I have this rule that I don't take losses bigger than 1%. If it gaps really badly, I can take like a 3% loss. And that would break my rule. So I don't do that. And I don't trade something that can gap. So now we've got all these potentials. What I do is I pull them up here into potentials like that. And not all of them are gonna survive, dude. I'm not that nice. I've been to jail, okay? I don't know if you've been to jail, but I have. All right. All right. So for this pair right here, I'm looking for a development. I want it to go up here, and then I'm going to see if it reacts on this, what's called resistance. And this moving average I talked to you about is like counts as a double resistance. So this could be very interesting. There's also a
Okay.
potential trade right here that could be entered right now on a what's called a stop order. Let me see. And your your W2 with this one as well. So you could do a 2.0 R with this one like that. I don't think it's any point explaining the TA or the technical analysis to you because that takes a long time to get into, but I'd rather see how this develops. Same for this one right here. This one's looking a lot more interesting because this is looking like a very much like a BO because these, as you guys can see, it had the indecision candle form at resistance and then it bounced back up again. Same here, we're looking for development here. Same here, just be out. And on this one, I'd be actively looking for a BO. You could potentially put in a stop order right now. I'll have to see what I'll be doing later on today myself. I'm not even sure I'm going to trade today. Keep in mind that it's Monday, guys. And with the back testing on my strat, the win rate on Mondays is a lot lower. And there we go. I've summarized everything. What do you think? We've done the whole market scanner. That's it.
Wasn't too bad. It was some interesting points.
And this one is
Quite a few
looking
things that
so messy. I might remove. And now we have six. We have four open trades, two open trades, and four potentials, as you can see here. Do you have any questions? Anything? Is anything? What? I mean, I can imagine a lot of things are confusing, but is anything more confusing than the other things?
not particularly. Some things don't make sense at all, but it's not worth continuing to put more time into it. It would probably be something that
Like
you've already
seven
made
hour
a
long
video on,
video.
like
Yeah,
you,
yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah, yeah.
And also like the
Um,
gold as well. I already made a video on that, but that's fine.
yeah, like that was quite a interesting topic
Mhm.
because a lot of people think they should buy physical gold
It's
and stuff
ass.
like
I have
that.
a
So
whole video. It's called The Only Gold Investing Guide You'll Ever Need. And in that guide, I explain things in very, very simple terms. That's I say it in the beginning of the video as well. I make it like I'm an economist, degree in economics. I have a degree in econometrics as well. And I fucking hate when people try to sound smart when you can explain things in a way that a 10-year-old could understand. So I try to explain things in that manner.
I always think it's best to explain it as if someone barely speaks your language to try and make it as simple for someone to understand as possible. Like,
But this is
let's say English is their second language and you kind of
yeah.
talk that broken English, so it's a little bit easier
Hmm.
for them to perceive and understand. That's the
Yeah.
best way I find to have things broken down.
Hmm.
It's not to be derogatory, but it's to make sure
Hmm.
that the understanding is clear and gets across, and it's a much better way of doing it instead of like trying to sound like a smart dickhead. Just explain it so they can understand it, and that's the best way forward in most cases.
I've always felt like if you can't explain things in a way, or in a very simple way, or as simple as possible, like physics, you can't, but i- in in a way as simple as possible, you don't really understand the subject as well. But besides that, we don't want to talk about that too long because the video will get unnecessarily long. Is is there anything that confused you? Do you have any more questions, or how do you feel about the whole thing?
I think it was insightful. It's definitely given me some more um, avenues that I'm going to now look into, considering
I can give
I've
you those.
got.
I can give you those ticker. So tickers are the what you would search up if you go on like eToro, a broker. That's really good for British people. eToro, and you those it's called ticker. You would just type in ABX, and you would find that gold miner. So I can give you the ticker if you want for all the
Yeah,
miners,
that would be
all the good
quite
gold
useful.
miners. Yeah,
I'm considering putting £10,000 maybe, or around that, maybe 20, into something,
yeah.
or multiple different ones, just to
Hmm.
have not have all my eggs in one basket. But then I'm probably still going to be looking to invest another 20K somewhere else in something more bulletproof instability, if there is
Hmm.
such a thing. But that's something that can be looked at in another video.
Stability is a very. It's not really a thing because if it goes
I
down,
understand that
it
there's
doesn't
going to
go.
be
It doesn't
risk
go down.
regardless.
Nah, it's not. It's not risk. If it goes down, that's actually good. You need to just change the way you look at it. If you buy a gold miner and it goes down, it's just on discount. Just buy more. If the economy crashes, if the whole stock market goes, if you're worried about it going to zero, the world is over anyways, bro. The only thing that matters then is ammunition. The government is gonna close. No more police. No more borders. Everything. Everyone's just gonna kill each other. It's gonna be like fucking like what's a good game like the Last of Us. It's gonna be like The Last of Us without zombies. So it doesn't fucking
I
matter,
don't know.
bro.
I've seen some meth heads on the streets. They're pretty close to it, like.
Yeah, but they're just losers. Regardless, did you learn anything? Was it insightful?
Yeah, no, the gold part about investing in the miners was very insightful. I particularly enjoyed that part because it's something that I was considering.
Hmm.
Looking at how tariffs are affecting and the panic and that sort of stuff was useful.
Hmm.
Some of the other stuff I have absolutely no understanding yet, but I do
Hmm.
trade Counter Strike skins, which is nothing compared to an actual market, but it shares similarities, and that helped me
Hmm.
understand it in my own way.
Hmm. Okay, that's good. That's good.
Which I might be able to take some of the things that you're doing and apply it in the same way to
Hmm.
the Counter Strike skin market, but it's also affected completely differently, so it may not
You
apply. But
always
I'll
you always want to
probably look
counter
into it.
greed and fear. You always want to counter those. If you see a gold miner going right up, you'll get something that's called FOMO, fear of missing out. You always want to counter that. Actually, you want to look at a gold miner that's probably I'm gonna send you what's called basically the blue chips of gold miners. I'm gonna send you those, and you want to buy one when it's dumping down. That's when you want to buy it. You want to get it as cheap as
Yeah,
possible. And if you buy a gold miner and you look at it over and you go down 40% in a year or something, that's good because your dividend percentage is based off the stock price. So your dividend percentage is gonna go up. And if you rebuy your stock with a dividend, it's gonna rebuy more shares for free. You're not gonna have to do anything. And also you can buy shares cheaper. So when it actually rebounds back to its original price, you're gonna if you set yourself up properly, you can end up being a lot better off. So you can actually make more money from a stock going down if you understand how to invest properly.
okay.
But
Thank you for
again,
that
but
information.
I understand if that's confusing, but I've been doing this my whole fucking life, so for me, it's yeah, it's natural. But yeah, I think that's a good time to wrap up the market analysis. Thank you for watching. Again, if you liked the video, feel free to hop in the Discord. It'll be linked in the description, like I said earlier. And again, thank you for being in the video. I really appreciate it. I hope it will be useful for other beginners, as we've been seeing a lot of those hopping in the Discord lately. Anything you want to say?
No, that's all about it.
All right, enjoy right there.